Oh, just gone 20 past 8 and we're just on to Boranup Beach, and we're going to be on here for the best part of nearly 2 hours, 7 k's of beach. And unlike the area around Deep Dean, there's no redeeming features really, and it's just sand. There are no rocks where you can sort of sit down and take a break. Fishermen out early already, but yeah, it's going to be a long morning. Take a break, Judith. We've knocked off just over a third in half an hour.
How cool.
How cool indeed. Take your pack off and have a rest. Well, one thing that does make it a little bit easier on this stretch is all the salmon fishermen are out and about early in the morning, and they leave quite a few tyre tracks, which means the sand is a little bit more firm. Every now and then you've got to come off them though, but certainly easier than when we headed in the opposite direction in November last year. So something to be thankful for this morning. We're inside the last 1.5 kilometres now, and the good news, you can see how shallow these tyre ruts are now. So the sand at the northern end of Boranup Beach is a lot more solid than it is back towards Hamelin Bay Caravan Park. So this last bit, not going to be as tough as it was for the first hour and a bit, thankfully. Well, there's the sign, folks, to tell us that we are off the beach now, just over 2 hours, 7 k's. We'd stop for a couple of little breaks. Well, that's where we came from, way down there in the distance. So 7 kilometres of sand trek, and the big advantage of doing it this time south to north is we can pretty much kiss the beaches goodbye now. So the hard bit's out of the way early on, and that's a nice feeling. The only thing about coming off the beach is you've got substantial sand dune to get over, and whilst it's quite lush here, when we go up there you can see where the bushfire ravaged around Christmas time last year. We're going to be heading in the not too distant future into some pretty badly burnt terrain. We can see just how astounding nature is. Back in early December last year, this would have been akin to Buzz Aldrin when he landed on the moon and called the surface magnificent desolation. It would have been completely charred and black back then, but now, just a handful of months later, look at the beautiful regeneration and the green undergrowth, and not long before the trees as well will start to break out in foliage again. Quite something, but it was quite a substantial fire to boot. Well, we're halfway, Jude, from Hamelin to Contos. And how have you found it today?
Uphill after flat sand, which is super.
Absolutely superb.
No, it's beautiful, but there are times when hiking is not nice and challenging, and it's just brain space.
Yeah, and today you need to get into a certain brain space. So as we said, we're about halfway, about 10 and a half, 11 k's down, and about another 10 and a half or 11 to go down in that direction, when I can find the wherewithal energy to put that little fella back on again. Now all of a sudden we come to a bit of a respite from the incredibly burnt out area from last December. Now we're heading into a bit of Boranup forest that looks like it always does, and as a result, you can see across here, we're back to the old wooden sign. So that one survived the recent fire. Now all of a sudden, some shade, which will be quite nice. It's not overly hot today, low 20s probably, but still, it's nice now to be in the shade.
Red Thai curry.
Wonderful. Commonly known as leftovers.
Yeah, not very nice.
Bon appetit, folks. I think we've earned it. 13 down, 9 kilometres to go. Can't wait. Well, this is a first for us on the Cape to Cape track. A road sign. And we do have to actually turn left now, up Davies Road, as we continue on our way to Contos. Well, most of the trees in the Boranup forest have been laid low, or at least burnt to a crisp by the fire, but have a look at the grass trees. They obviously thrive when it comes to those sort of conditions, even across the other side of the track. They are everywhere, looking like nothing has ever come through here to disturb anything at all. It's beautiful to see how some of the carries, the black bark, has been badly burnt and singed by the bushfire. Some of the trees already, it's starting to fall off and they're returning to their customary sort of yellowy white colour. And again, this one with some greenery starting to shoot again towards the top. Well, I haven't done a lot of hiking in my life, unlike Jude, who's been here, there and everywhere around the globe. But today, without doubt, it's the toughest day I've ever had hiking. I got a fairly substantial virus when I walked the when I walked the Cape to Cape in November last year, and it really debilitated me for several months. All I was doing was pretty much sleeping. And today I think it's really hit me that my recovery is not what I'd hoped it'd be, and I'm really feeling it. At the moment, we are about, let's have a look, under 2 k's away from Contos. The last little bit into the camp from this direction is slightly uphill, and I think I might be stopping a couple of times doing that particular part. My body battery just feels like it's completely run out today. Hopefully I'll be able to get a good night's sleep before we head off on the next sector tomorrow. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. And just to tease you, in about the last 600 metres into Contos, they put this nasty, almost little sand dune here for you. Just lovely. This late in the day. Look at Jude though, powering upward as she always does. All I can say is, thank God for that.